It's good to know you could join us again today for another edition of interesting news and updates on Progress Diary. This program is supported by the All Progressives Congress under the leadership of Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje as National Chairman. I am Habida Lawal. Well, despite the controversies that trailed the conduct of the Ondo State APC primary election, the National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, has commended Governor Ahmed Ododo for the successful conduct of the Ondo State governorship primaries. Ododo was the chairman of the APC primary election committee for the November 2024 Ondo governorship election held between last Saturday and Sunday. Mr. Ayedatiwa got 48,569 votes to beat his closest rival, Mayowa Akinfolarin, who pulled 15,343 votes in the election, while Olushola Oke came third with 14,865 votes in the election conducted through direct primary mode. However, some aspirants who contested for the APC gubernatorial ticket have protested the outcome of the primary, with allegations that elections were not conducted in many areas across the 17 local governments of the state. Some of the aspirants are also blaming Ahmed Ododo, who is governor of Kogi State, for conducting a wishy-washy process. But Abdullahi Ganduje, who spoke when he received the report of the State Governorship Primary Election Committee from Mr. Ododo in Abuja on Tuesday, commended him for a job well done. The national chairman called on the other aspirants and the party stakeholders to join forces with the winner of the primary election, Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa, to ensure total victory at the 16 November governorship election. This week, I sat down with the Senior Special Assistant on Civil Society and Support Group to the APC National Chairman, Comrade Okpokwu Ogenyi, talking about the recent suspension on the National Chairman, Ondo State Primary, among other party matters. Today on the show, we will be talking to the Senior Special Assistant on Civil Society and Support Groups to the APC National Chairman in person of Comrade Okpokwu Ogenyi. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Now, sir, the National Chairman has been in the center of the storm recently, especially in the last 1-2 weeks regarding his suspension from the ward in Dawakin Tofa in Kano State. Tell us what is the present state of things in APC in general.
Thank you very much, Abidat. You could recall that just yesterday, the 36 state chairman of APC in the country, including FCT, paid a solidarity visit on the national chairman to reaffirm their support and confidence on his leadership. It showed very clear that APC is a united family. We are all aware of what happened in Kano. The Kwankwasia movement and the Kano State, NNPP-led Kano State government have been behind the whole ordeal. They try as much as possible to get the national chairman suspended in a bid to embarrass him. They couldn't lay hand on any of our supporters or ESCO member of the party. Then they resorted to using their own members. And you will agree with me that even one of them refused to remove his cap as a mark of loyalty to the Kwankwasia movement. And when they say they suspended the national chairman, purported suspension of the national chairman, the local government ESCO, the ward ESCO, and the state ESCO all came together to say, no, these are impostors. And today, you see that the Federal High Court sitting in Kano had given a restraining order stopping the implementation of the purported suspension of the national chairman. It shows that APC is a united family. I want to add that the same people went behind again to say that they have suspended the ESCO that suspended the national chairman and the re-ESCO that also disclaimed the suspension of the national chairman, and that they are now the authentic ESCO of the world, and they have also issued suspension on the national chairman of the party, in the person of Dr. Abdullah Umar Ganduje, the whole thing has become a comedy. The only fear is the involvement of the Kano State High Court in the whole saga. Judiciary should be the last hope of the common man. And today, judiciary is being dragged into politics, especially in a very dirty manner. I think the Chief Justice of Nigeria and the National Judicial Council should look into that matter and possibly address it in a manner that it will serve as a deterrent to others that may wish to follow suit.
Now, comrade, these are mere allegations, I would say. That is the involvement of the Kano state government, as you have alleged, and also the Kwankwasia movement. Are there any evidence or claims to back?
Yes, there are evidences and a claim to that. Let me tell you this. The Kwankwasia movement or the Kwankwaso-led NNPP faction are ready to return to the APC. But they don't want to return to the party with Dr. Abdullah Umar Ganduje as national chairman. So all what they are doing is just a gimmick to say that Ganduje should be suspended. Maybe when he's being removed, they will not come in to the party because they don't want to be under his leadership. Two, the same Kwankwasia movement, you know I'm from the North Central Nigeria, have been sponsoring some groups in the North Central to distract the national chairman. The sponsor group to demand for the seat of national chairman, insisting that the position should be retained in the North Central region. The North Central elders, led by Senator Mbebute, former Senate President, came to the National Secretariat and they passed vote of confidence on Dr. Abdullah Umar Ganduje and his working committee, by extension of President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, and they insisted that Ganduje was duly elected by NEC of the party and he should serve his term. So when they discover that they could no longer use the North Central people to pull down the national chairman, they resorted to self-help by using the fake APC members in Kano State.
Now, there's still a likely arraignment of the APC national chairman by the Kano state government. Is this not a form of distraction on the APC leadership from running the affairs of the party?
So one of the fundamental issues here to be discussed is the fact that the Ganduje-led administration of the APC has refused to be distracted. We all witnessed what happened in Edo State during the primary election. We just witnessed what happened in Ondo State during the same primary. And the leadership of the party is preparing to win election, both in Edo and Ondo State. So there is no distraction here. The Kano state government is rather distracting itself because the governor has reduced governance to mere sharing of palliatives. It's a man who spent 6 billion for salary palliatives and on daily basis sharing palliative. That is a mere reduction of governance. The man lacked focus, he lacked concentration. He's just using Ganduje as a cover to cover his ineptitude in governance.
Now, what would you say to party members, especially dissenting voices within the party, like we had during the Edo State primary and now the Ondo State primary? Do you think this should be a cause of worry or concern for the national leadership of the party?
Of course, it is actually a cause of concern to the national leadership, and I can assure you that the national chairman had invited the 15 other aspirants that participated in the election with the incumbent governor for a meeting. The essence of that meeting is to talk as a family and see how we can all work together in a peaceful manner. So the national leadership is actually saddled with the responsibility of reconciling all aggrieved party members, not just only in Ondo, not in Edo, but across the country. And the work is already ongoing. I will assure you again that in Ondo State, the choice of Aiyedatiwa was the choice of Ondo people. If you use, I'm a civil society person, we use the civil society organizations to investigate exactly what's going on there. And I can assure you that the feelers from the street of Ondo as a whole pointed to the fact that if Ayedatiwa is being given the ticket, then APC will retain the state. And at this time, a ticket was not imposed. It was election. People conducted the election with video evidence from various local government. Results were collated, and the winner declared. Of course, if somebody contests election, and once you lose, you are aggrieved, and you need to be pacified. And the leadership is doing that.
Now, what should the APC be also doing, especially looking at local government, some local government elections that are coming up in some states? We've seen some states like Oyo State holding rallies, even Osun State. What should the APC be doing in mobilizing people in the grassroots, especially considering the fact that they are not the ruling party in these states?
Well, there has been agitation that the conduct of local government election should become a responsibility of independent National Electoral Commission. Once you allow the state independent electoral commission to conduct election, it will just be like a primary election of a political party, because the governors are always in charge. They appointed the chairman of the commission and all the commissioners. They also fund the whole election, so they determine it. But let me assure you this, just like what happened in Kaduna State during the reign of El-Rufai, that opposition parties won some local government elections. In Oyo State, APC is going to win very sizable number of local government if election is led to be free and fair, because we're on ground. The party is on ground. The supporters of the party are fully mobilized on a daily basis. APC is like the Nigeria police. It's in every village and every local government in the country.
I want to take you to the national level, where the governance of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will also be likened to the success of the APC as a whole. How would you rate the administration so far? We are getting to May 29th gradually, where the president will be marking 1 year in office. Well, how would you rate the president?
Thank you very much. And this is the best opportunity to discuss this administration, because one, I have been looking for such opportunity to showcase the exact developmental policies of this government. And here is it. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu promised Nigerians during the campaign, and I was involved. And I did assure my own people that these are the promises of Mr. President, and we achieved them. Now, within these few months in office, Mr. President has been able to stabilize the country. Because it was an APC government taking over from APC government, there was no basis to say we met empty treasury, we met these liabilities and liabilities. So Mr. President just drew a line and continued to work further. And what he has done so far, you see that the exchange rate of Nigerian naira to United States of America dollar got to up to 1,900 naira. Today is back to 1,000 naira. The president is working. The economy is competing. You also agree with me that the prices of petrol is not even stable. It's fluctuating ups and down, but it's becoming to the barest minimum. With the recent production of Dangote refineries, aviation oil is being supplied here. Prices of aircraft, distant air travel is being cut down on a daily basis. Prices of diesel is being cut down on a daily basis. And I will assure you again that in terms of social investment, Mr. President has taken cognizance of the real displaced persons in Nigeria, the actual distressed people in Nigeria, people living in abject poverty, people that actually need empowerment. I can assure you that Mr. President, after this May 29th in office, Nigeria will begin to see more. I am aware of some policies of government that are to further reduce the pressure on the Nigeria currency, that will also bring, I think a dollar will be up to like 300 naira to a United States of America dollar. And I'm even seeing a situation just like the United Arab Emirates, where dollar is pegged to the dirham, that the Americans will even say, no, let us peg it so that it may not go down further than this. So Mr. President came and did not tell us it was a cent. He said, I will do my best to ensure this. Look at the student loan. He went and repealed the student loan. They amended it, removed the hectic clauses that made it impossible for the children of the common people to access this loan for educational purposes. Mr. President signed it into law. So you can access education because the government has funds for it at any time. And remember, you will only pay back after you are gainfully employed. And that is when you pay back. You get what I'm saying? So now, in terms of agriculture, Mr. President has not just initiated some agricultural policies, he has empowered local farmers that in the nearest future, Nigeria will become a supplier of food to Europe and other parts of the world. Look at in terms of what do we call? In terms of oil, the oil that has become the major concern in Nigeria, Mr. President has also reformed that sector. Before this time, NNPC will sell this our crude, then take receipt to CBN. Whatsoever they present is what is taken to be the sales. But today, the CBN is the one selling, issuing receipt for sale of crude oil directly at the point with Ministry of Finance involved. And the security agencies are there. So you can no longer change the people. We're talking about subsidy removal. Subsidy removal has increased the revenue allocation of all the states and local government. So the problem we're having right now is the failure of governance on the part of governors who have refused to develop their states. Governors that were receiving up to 4-5 billion naira before smooth allocation now receive up to 12-15 billion. Some receive up to 20-30 billion every month. But they are just purposely refusing to develop their state. So Mr. President has done so well. What about the Natural Resources Development Fund that Mr. President has approved for so many states that have merited it for development purposes? So there are a lot of initiatives of this government that Mr. President has done that only if we give him a little time, just like in the next few months, we'll continue to appreciate him the more. So, but up to this moment, there are some disgruntled elements who never mean well for the country, who still never see anything good in the administration. With the face of all this developmental stride, the ongoing construction, look at Abuja, for example, all the abandoned bridges, road from the time of Yaradua down to the time of Buhari, Mr. President is completing them. And you can see the work is ongoing. Look at Makurdi to Enugu Road. It's being dualized. Even the bridge is to be built at Uruk Roundabout in Benue State. So these are some of the projects that are ongoing. What about the East-West Road? Go there and see what is happening there. What about the coastal road between Lagos to Calabar? That is a concrete road that has been built everywhere. Mr. President is actually doing well. And that is why average Nigerians continue to pray for him. And we will continue to support him to ensure that he gives us the real dividends of democracy as he's giving to the end of time.
Now let's come back to party matters. There have been some, should I say, uncomfortable quietness in the APC, especially with regards to the reward system of the party. It has been scored below par. What should the APC be doing, considering the fact that they are in governance and maybe in the next 4 years they will be seeking voters' consent to also throw their weight into the ring again?
To be very candid, no government can satisfy everybody. I've said this before in our fora, that we have all the governors that belong to a political group or the other within the APC. All the ministers belong to a group. All the senators belong to groups, House of Rep members, down to local government chairman. Just imagine that the burden is being shared among all these people. bringing in or appointing people that really work and contributed to the success of the party. So the body will be less on Mr. President. Mr. President cannot employ everybody. We're even talking about cost of governance, where Mr. President is doing everything possible to reduce cost of governance. He has cut his convoy, his expenditure and others. So if you expect appointment of everybody that have contributed, I will tell you it is not possible. However, there are key persons that have contributed to the success of this administration, that is in terms of electionary campaign and management, that are needed to be carried along. Most of these people are carried along. Check the list of ministerial appointees. Most of these people that are appointed did not come from outside the country. There are people that were here, that participated in the exercise, that have been appointed. So upon their appointment, they are expected to carry along those who have worked with them in a close range. But the problem we have is that some of them will go outside the political circle to appoint people that they feel deemed fit to work with. Then it makes the political actors who have assisted in the electionary campaign to start complaining. Yes, of course, we have a lot of appointments still pending, like Port. And one of the problems that we even have in the administration was the Faleke, James Faleke, who was the secretary of the Presidential Campaign Council. He was the one who interacted with all the people directly. He knows the people directly. He knows the contribution of every individual to the campaign. But he's not in the center of government as we speak. So we expected that Faleke should have been given a very sensitive office where he will be able to influence appointment for his people, those who have really worked for the party. So such persons should be advocated for, and a few others who have also contributed greatly to it. So the reward system should also be seen like carrying people along. Like if you bring one person, that person can bring like 1,000 people. An appointment that will serve a whole community, not appointment that serve individual purposes.
Thank you very much, Comrade Okpokwu Ogenyi. It's a very fine place to leave it. And that is all on the Progress Diary this week. Do not forget to follow us to get the latest news and updates in the All Progressives Congress. Thank you for watching. I am Habida Lawal. See you next week.